All right, everybody, welcome. How's everybody doing? They got the March market report coming to you live right now. My name is Chris McMahon. I'm a local real estate agent right here in the capital region. And if you've been following me for a while and watching my market reports, we're going to be doing things a little bit different, new and improved market report that we're starting. And this is mainly coming from feedback from clients and people that have kind of given me some feedback over the last year or so that we've been doing this. So we're trying to improve it, make it better for you. So we're going to be taking a little bit deeper dive into the statistics, the information that we have for you. And we're also going to be adding some areas and things like that too. So this is going to be more in depth. It's going to be more information. You'll help you make a more informed decision. And that's the purpose of all this, is trying to inform and help guide you through the buying, selling process. Or even if you're just curious and just want to know what's going on in your local area as far as real estate goes. So we're going to be doing that. I'm also going to be adding some resources in here. So in the description below, you'll have some resources from I'll mix it up a little bit, but my buyer's guide will be down there. And also, if you're interested in seeing, getting a home evaluation, see what your home is evaluated at, there'll be a link to a resource down there for being able to do that online as well. So you get that as well on there. So, and so if this is, not your first time here, welcome back. If it is your first time here, come in whatever platform you're on here, subscribe, like, follow. Make sure you follow me because there's more information. We're doing this monthly market reports, but I come out with videos almost daily here, as short form, long form for everybody, all about real estate and just kind of informing everybody on that kind of stuff. So make sure you follow me here. And so you're getting all the most up-to-date information, everything that we got going here. So that being said, let's dive in here and take a look at what we got here for this month. Now, the first thing we're going to do, like I said, we're doing some things differently here. I'm going to go over the Capital District as a whole. So this is the upstate Capital District area for real estate. It's not the whole New York State. Basically the area that the global MLS covers, which some of you probably may not know what that is, but that's the local real estate area where we put all our listings and stuff on. And it covers a pretty good chunk of area from about Albany, Lake George, and out to Amsterdam, that kind of area. But this is an overview of that area. So then we're going to kind of take it a step further, and we're going to jump into some of the cities in there and the towns, and we're going to cover those and get a little bit more of a micro level type thing with both of these here. So the first thing we're going to talk about is new listings, and the new listings that we got here. Currently, there was for the month of February. Remember, we're always a month behind. So this is the March report, but we're talking about February here. These are the numbers for that month. That the total new listings for February was 758 listings. Now, year to date, so we're going back here. We're going to compare this to February of 2022. Last February 2022, they had 881 new listings. So if we're comparing year to year, for the month of February, we're going to see that February, the new listings are down about 14% than they were a year ago. Pendings, and you're going to notice a trend here, 775. Pendings were down 8%. There was 883 the year before. So pendings are homes that went under contract during the month. Closed deals down 30%. So numbers are down over here, and active listings is down 9%. Okay, so closed deals, there was 515. There was 738 last March. But let's go back and we'll do this a little bit. So let's just kind of compare this to the month of January 2023. So the month before that, like I said, new listings were 758, but they were 719. So new listings went up. Pending listings went up from January from 715 to the 775. Closed deals went up as well. So all those numbers from month to month have gone up. Over the past year, we're seeing that they had dropped down overall on that. And days on market has also gone down slightly. Days on market dropped from 50 a year ago. That's the number of days on average a home was on the market before it goes under contract to purchase. And it was 46 for last month right there. I'm sorry, for this year, it was 46. Last year it was 50. So it dropped a little bit. But for the month of January, it's actually up 28% from the month of January this year. So we're seeing the numbers jump up from the month of January this year. But overall, year to year, the numbers are down on that. And the average sales price, this actually went up. So the average sales price a year ago um, was 290,000. Now it is 309,000. So average sales prices are up 7%. So home values are up in that whole capital district area. And we're going to be talking about something absorption rate. So absorption rate is if no other properties or houses went on the market, how long until all the inventory, all the houses that we have for sale in the area before they would all be gone. It's the absorption rate. So right now, the absorption rate is about a month and a half, a little bit over a month and a half, 1.56, where last year at this time it was 1.34. So it was just under half. So the absorption rate is a little bit longer. So it looks like a little bit of the buyer's demand out there is not quite as high as it was a year ago because there's more on the market. And as we know, there's actually less active listings right now, too. So there's less active listings, but they're staying on the market longer, according to these numbers, because the absorption rate is higher than it was. So let's go. So that's the overview of the market. Let's kind of jump in here a little bit, and we're going to talk about Saratoga. Well, this is our first one right here. Saratoga, new listings. We've got 24 for this month as opposed to 18. So for month to month here, the new listings in Saratoga Springs is up 25%, which is a pretty good jump right there. It jumped up by 6. Pendings is 25 pendings. January, it was 10. Closed deals, 15 closed deals in the month of February, when the month before that, 23. December was pretty good, it seemed like. They had a lot of properties that were under contract, even though it was near the holidays. People getting maybe a house for a holiday present. But obviously January was a little bit slower. So the number of closings, because the closings are always delayed there a little bit. So the number of closings in February was not that high in Saratoga. Active listings, 49, which is about the same as 48 the month before that. Sorry, that days on market, we're going to see a little bit of a change. It actually increased by 4 days to just under a month. 29 days in Saratoga is the average days on the market. And sales price went up a little bit, but not much, really. It's 480,000 was the average sales price in Saratoga for the month of February, when it was 476 the previous month. And here we go. Absorption rate up a little bit to 1.6 months. It was the absorption rate, it was 1.57 the previous month there. So again, that's kind of going up a little bit there too. Clifton Park, we're heading over there. New listings are up 4 to 24 for that month. Pending went up too as well. So 24 for number of pendings as opposed to 15. So that went up in Clifton Park. Closed deals down 14, roughly the same as Saratoga. And the number of active listings actually went up here by a couple. It was 38 when the previous month of January it was 36. And days on the market went up to 43 from 28. So a pretty good jump, a 35% jump in Clifton Park for the number of days on the market. And it's over a month for the month of February, way over a month, actually, almost a month and a half even. And the average sales price jumped quite a bit. 491,000 was the average sales price compared to 405 the previous month. So there's a good jump in the price there. And the interesting thing is absorption rate stayed exactly the same. As just under a month is the absorption rate in Clifton Park at 0.92 months in there. So let's head up north here, Queensbury. So new listings 16, which jumped a little bit, about two new listings. Pendings were at 20, which is roughly the same as it was the previous month there. Closed deals was 15, down just a couple, not much of a difference. It was 18 before that. Active listings 29, and it was 30 the month before. So it dropped 1, but that's really not a big difference. Days on the market is roughly the same as well in Queensbury. It's 33 days, so it's just over a month, which is about where it was in the previous month in January. But we're seeing a little slide here. The average sales price for February was $283,000 was the average sales price, as opposed to $324. So those of you, like I said, if you've been following along, you remember a few months ago, Queensbury was way up there. I think they were up over 400,000 for the average sales price, and they had a streak of about 4 or 5 months in a row. They gradually went up. They've been kind of coming down since I think about September, maybe October. As far as the average sales price. And again, it drops a little bit here this month as well to 283. And the absorption rate, about 1.33 months, so a month and a third for the average home to sell on that one. So we're going to Glens Falls. Glens Falls, a little bit smaller area. Some of these numbers a little bit smaller. New listings, roughly the same, 9, down from 10. Pending is exactly the same, 14 for both months. Closed deals was nice. So their closed deals in February jumped up a little bit for Glens Falls, which was 6 the previous month. Active listings right now took a dip on the active listings. This is actually a pretty decent change. There's only 12. We're showing right now when the previous month in January there was 22. And days on the market actually slid on this one a little bit. It's down to 47, but you're still, pretty decent amount of time. Still about a month and a half, but it was almost 2 months. It was 53, so it's getting up there towards the 2-month mark as far as Glens Falls is concerned. And average sales price took a dip in Glens Falls as well at 182,000 was the average sales price compared to 213 in January. And an interesting thing we're going to see here is the absorption rate dropped to below a month. It was 0.92, which is the same as Clifton Park, actually. But previous month, January, it was over a month and a half at 1.66 for the absorption rate. So it took a pretty big change in the absorption rate right there for Glens Falls. Now let's move over. South Glens Falls, right next door. Check this out. New listing 6, which is up. Pendings are 8, which is up. Closed deals 3, so not a lot of action. South Glens Falls, kind of a smaller area, but get a lot of questions on South Glens Falls, so I wanted to include this for people who are interested in that area because there seems to be a decent amount. We got active listings 10, which is exactly the same, so there's 10 active listings in there right now. And days on the market is 47, so again, about a month and a half as far as the absorption rate, which took a dip from 54 from there as well. So Glens Falls, South Glens Falls, pretty similar in that aspect right there. Average sales price dipped down here as well, 286,000 for the average sales price. Before it was just a tad over 300,000. So we saw a dip there. Absorption rate is over a month at 1.13 for South Glens Falls. So let's head over. We got Lake George. I love Lake George. We've got some great numbers here that I want to just kind of point out here as we go through it. But new listings, we got 9 new listings in Lake George compared to 3. So quite a bit. I mean, not a huge numbers in there, but even just for that area, that's quite a big jump in the number of new listings. Pendings were 7. Closed deals was 4. It was 8 before, so that's kind of following the trend of all the other places. The closed deals are kind of, not that much because, kind of a slower January, I guess. Active listings, 32 active listings. So, and it was 37 the month before. So they got a lot of active listings in Lake George right now and not a lot of closings. As you see, closed deals is 4 last month. So days on the market, we've got 72 days on the market is the average thing. When before it was 46. So the average sales price is $374,000 for that. It down from $1.2 million as far as the average sales price right there. So I don't know if you hear that, but the dogs are going nuts because somebody just knocked at the door. So they'll calm down in just a second here. And what do we got? The absorption rate. Now, this one is high compared to everybody else. The absorption rate is 4.68 months. So way up there compared to the other ones. The others were seeing about just under a month to a month and a half, right around in there. But Lake George, we got, about 4.5 months. And it's actually dropped because a month before that, it was 5.69 months. So it was almost 6 months for the absorption rate. Again, but you can see there's a lot. If you're looking in the Lake George area, this is an area that you want to be in, then you're going to want to, there's not a lot of activity up there as far as places selling. So there's not a lot of competition to get a place up there. So something you may want to think about taking a look up there sooner rather than later, because I got a feeling as soon as the summer comes around, it's a tourist destination. I want to pick up that's going to change a little bit. There's going to be more people looking to buy in that area for the summer home coming up here. And let's go down a little bit south. We're going to talk Albany here, the capital. Can't leave this one out. We've got new listing 75, which is up 36% from the previous month of January, which was 48. So quite a big jump right there in Albany as far as the new listings. Pendings, 59, which is down from 66. Again, um, following a trend here. Closed deals, 33, down from 65. Active listings, at the end of the month was 65. When the previous month it was 77. So the active listings dipped down a little bit for the month of February. Days on the market, 39 days on the market is the average, up from 19, up 51% from before. So definitely holding on a little bit longer in there than we see in the past. So an average sales price is 239,000, which is a dip. Again, seeing a decrease in the average sales price from 247,000. And the absorption rate is under a month here as well at 0.85, which dipped a little bit from 0.99 in the previous months. So we're going to go on here right now, and I'm going to screen share with you. And we're going to take a look at some of the numbers here. Let's pull this up. No, jump on there. Come on. Slides. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. There we go. All right. Like I said, new things coming on. This is my first time, so some few technical difficulties here, but we got to figure it out. So we're going to look at the number of showings based upon the price range. So what are the sweet spots? What are the price ranges in each of these areas that people are really looking at and focusing in here? So first off, we got Saratoga Springs. You can see right up here. The hot spot right now, 23 showings. This is the number of showings, 23 showings for the month of February between that 400 and 449,999. We're just going to call that 450. We'll round it up here. But the 450, this is the sweet spot right here in Saratoga. But there's a couple others right here. That 350 to 400 is pretty close. That 250 to 299 or 250 to 300 right in there as well. But the sweet spot is at 4 to 450. I would really kind of say these two are in here. Kind of interesting how the 300 to 350 range is quite a dip in that little price range right there. But this is if you're in Saratoga, you're thinking of selling, your house is kind of falling in this range right here. This is where most people are really looking. These are where most of the active buyers are looking in that area. So it's a good chance to be able to get to top dollar and turn that price around. Let's take a look at the next one here. Queensbury, the sweet spot, 2 to 250, as we can see right here, over 60 showings in that price range for the month. The next closest one right there is a 350 to 400, which is a little dip here. So the sweet spot right here is 200 to 250. You're probably going to see this trend kind of carry through maybe some of the local areas in there. And let's go Glens Falls. So again, Glens Falls, Queensbury, right next to each other, but you got that sweet spot. Almost 100 listings. Look at here, way up over 90. We got 200 to 250. So again, this is where the action is. These 200 to 250 range. Glens Falls, Queensbury, secondaries at 150 to 200 range. It drops down a little bit. After that, we get a significant drop, either higher and lower as far as the number of showings and what people are looking for in that area. Clifton Park, we see right up here, looking the 350, 400. Again, we're seeing this as the hot spot, up over 90. Quite a few in that area. The 3 to 350 range also. So this 3 to 400 range right here is getting the bulk of the showings. They're about 90 or more showings for that month. And then we start to kind of, these are still really good showings, really in this, the 200 to 300 range, still getting quite a few showings in that area as well. But, the sweet spot, that 3 to 400,000, it looks to be where everybody's really, the numbers that are really drawing attention in that area. So Lake George. So we talked about this one, Lake George, 100 to 150. Kind of interesting, especially when you saw what we saw earlier. They're $1.2 million on the average sales price 2 months ago. And now we're looking at this where the bulk of the showings are that 100, 150 range right here. The next closest one is at 2 to 250, where it drops down about looks like about 8 or so showings for that month. But so this is the sweet spot right here. So like I said, when the tourists start to come in here and maybe some people look for some vacation homes, then some of this may kind of bump up. Got a feeling we might see some more in this area when those months get here, but time will tell. We'll check those out. And we got Albany right here. So look at these showing numbers down here. This compared to all the other places. I mean, we thought 90 was good in Clifton Park and all that one. We're looking at 250, 300, 350 right here. The sweet spot, 200 to 250 in Albany. They're looking at the 350 range, and then you get in the secondary is 250 to 300, and then even the 150 to 200 range is not bad. After that, obviously, we got quite a significant jump when you go higher and lower than you do that one. But right there, the 2 to 250 range is really going to allow them. And look at these numbers down there, 300, 350. This one is almost at 300 right there. It's well past 250. So there's our sweet spot for the Albany area. And we got South Glens Falls. South Glens Falls, again, 200 to 250, up over 30 showings. So it's about 32, 33 showings for the month. You know, numbers aren't as high as Albany, but you got South Glens Falls, Queensberry, all in that same little area right there, all pretty consistent with that 200 to 250 range. That was the spot that people were looking in all those areas. And again, a significant drop off when you go higher and lower in there for South Glens Falls. So if you're in that area, you're thinking of selling and your house is in between that 2 to 250 range, there's some competition there. And as far as buyers, there's buyers there. There's buyers in that price range. That's where they're looking in that area for the main part. And so we run through all our slides right there. And all right, well, we'll figure that one out for next time. How to get back into the stop the screen share. And get me back there. There we go. All right. Like I said, a couple technical difficulties, but we're getting it. So there's the market report. Like I said, we're going to get a little bit broader as far as some of the areas we cover, some things we're going to talk about, but we're also going to kind of get some more of that information in there to kind of arm you guys so you're ready to go. But there it is. Now, if there's an area or something like that I didn't cover that you'd like to see, reach out and get a hold of me. I can even do your own private video. If enough people are really interested in that area, I'll start putting it in here so people can get a look at that. But I can also go in and do that research for you, get that information for you. Maybe do your own private video, something like that. But I can get that information out too. So reach out, get a hold of me. However it is, my contact information below, or you can just kind of DM me or whatever it is, whatever platform you're watching this on. Get out there, take a look at me, let me know, and I will do some research for you on that one and get that information out to you. And again, don't forget, buyers and sellers. I got my buyer's guide will be in there, and free home evaluation, or get an idea of what your home is valued at. There's a link for that below. But subscribe to the channel. Be on the lookout for my next video. I got videos coming out weekly, and then we also got our market report, which comes out monthly. So keep an eye out for the next month market report starting at the beginning of April. And watch out for my next video that should be coming out here next week here, not too much far away. And like I said, any questions real estate related, reach out, get a hold of me. I'd love to talk real estate and be more than happy to talk to you about it. So we'll see you guys on the next video.